So recently we've had quite a few fires by my house, and I actually had some family that had to be evacuated from their homes. And everybody's okay. We're on the downhill slide of it now. But it kind of brought up an important point. In both cases with my family, they had almost no time to actually prepare, pack. It's just they had to grab a few things, throw it in the vehicle, and leave. So it kind of brought up some important things that maybe I take for granted. I do a lot of camping, and my stuff is basically ready to go in my small box here. This is a 2-3 day box, I guess you could call it. I use it for hunting and I use it for camping, and I actually have two of them. One that's for me, it's my solo box, and then I have another one that's set up for two people. And that's actually more or less my emergency box. It's got a larger water filter, a larger multi-fuel stove, things like that. But anyways, I thought for the people that are just getting into camping, or maybe you're just getting into emergency preparedness, that sort of thing, disaster can strike at a moment's notice. And you don't want to be thinking about what you need to sustain yourself for an unknown amount of time. So having something ready to go, even if it's just simple with your basic necessities, is, in my mind, very important. So this isn't an all-inclusive kit, but seeing as how I recently acquired this pickup here, and I'm kind of setting it up for what I like to do and how I like to camp, I thought it would be a good time to run through what I keep in this box. Like I said, it's not all-inclusive, and it's not going to be for everybody's situation and everybody's environment, but it should give you a good start and a good idea of some things to keep that have helped me out. Now, this is stuff that I actually use. I don't have a lot of stuff in here that's theoretically important to have with you. I have a lot of stuff in here that I actually use on a regular basis. You can tell from the wear on it, it's been kicked around, it's been used. So anyways, let's bust into this and check it out. So essentially what I've got is a plano box. Now, they make several sizes of this. In fact, I used to have a much larger one, but that one would get so full of stuff and so heavy it was kind of a bear to move around. So I have this one. I'll annotate what size this is. I found it's about the perfect size. It's got some latches on the side. It's not waterproof, but it does have a pretty decent seal. And it does have some tie-down points. So there's a look at how it's packed. Regularly used, stuff gets moved around in here. That's why I'm doing this video now, because I'm about ready to make dinner and it's going to get all messed up. There's definitely room in here for more stuff, and sometimes I put more food in here. You can put your sleeping gear in here if you want to. For me personally though, because that changes throughout the year, I put that in a separate container. And as far as the emergency part of it, if I'm in my vehicle and I have this box, I pretty much have shelter. So, alright, I think what I'm going to do is lay all this out on the table and we'll take a look at it. I'm not going to go every single item, but we'll look at the key things. Try and get through this quick. There's a lot of junk in here. So first thing, I guess, I've got a small fire extinguisher in here. You're cooking, gas, whatever. You've got seconds to stop a fire from, getting into your vehicle or whatever. So it's just nice to have one of those at hand. Got one of these Yuko mess kits, eating utensil, and a folding cup. I like to keep food in here. This isn't my favorite stuff, but it stores very, very well. It's not temperature sensitive generally. And I've got some more food in here. This is just some dry goods. I've got some oatmeal and some smoked oysters, crackers, chips, things like that. And that'll rotate through depending on what I'm doing for the year. We got some mountain money. Always good to have that. And in here, this is actually out of my moto camping setup. I have a small lantern, my small water filter, some more utensils, some cordage. If you saw my moto camping setup, then you know what's in here. I've got one of these, so let me know how I'm doing, or give me one of those. Just let me know. Got a small stove in here. It's just a small tripod style stove. And with the stove, we've got some fuel. I've got one of these zebra pots. Excellent pot, very high quality. You can use this over a fire. It's got a little bowl in it. Now inside here I have coffee that I thought I forgot to pack. Oh, that smells so good. And salt and pepper, just dollar store stuff. Got some hand towels, always handy to have. I've got a really good light, good lantern. It is nice to have. We've got some more food. Now you got to be careful with these pop top ones because they can become damaged, and if they freeze they can pop the seal. And just some noodles. Not the best food in the world, but very filling. Alright, so in this bag what I've got is mainly drinks. I've got some Gatorade, got some hot chocolate, some tea, I've got some raisins, and I've got some fish fry batter. That's really good for, well, putting on fish if you're out fishing, but also small game birds, stuff like grouse, really good. And in an emergency situation, if you're eating something funky, it will really help the flavor. Got some personal hygiene items, things like sunblock, first aid ointment, toothbrush, toothpaste, some Gold Bond powder for foot and problems like that, earplugs, all kinds of good stuff. Pack what you think you'll need. Now I also like to keep some backup food. This is some real simple stuff. Put in here whatever you want to eat, but try it before you buy a whole bunch of it. So these are just instant mashed potatoes. These work really well, especially with that fish. You can mix the fish in with this. It's actually pretty tasty. I've also got some dry shredded hash browns. These store really well. So just extra food. I've got a high quality knife and a sharpening system for other camp tools and the knife. We've got some soap, some bug spray, some Tabasco, some cooking oil, some crackers, and some junk, and a first aid kit. Now this is one that I've kind of pieced together from some other stuff. By all means, do your research, put in here what you think will help you, but this is what I carry. It's kind of just below a trauma kit. I've got some cooking pots here. I have a small kettle and my pour through coffee system and a small cowboy skillet. Probably my two favorite things to cook on right here. And I also carry with me one of these cast iron fajita skillets. This is really good for cooking all kinds of different stuff. It retains heat, and cast iron kind of distributes heat really well. The other thing is that is quite a bit lighter than a small skillet would be. So, and at the bottom here I've just got some aluminum foil. That's always handy for all kinds of different things, mainly cooking. And in the back here I've got a small cutting board. So as you can see, most of what I have here is a kitchen setup. But with the first aid items, water filtration, and the fire starting stuff, which I didn't show, I've got a small bag. Oh, it's in this bag here. Lighter, fire steel, things like that. This is pretty easily capable of sustaining me for a couple of days. Add in a little more food for a little bit longer. So, I don't know. Hopefully that helps you guys. Like I said, this isn't something that I theoretically put together. This is actually stuff that I use quite often. The food gets rotated on an annual basis because I use it. And the pots, pan, dishes, first aid stuff, the drinks, all of that is stuff that I regularly use. So, alright, I hope this is helpful. If you have any questions, leave them down below. And I know I've been doing a lot of kits lately, but the main reason for that is it's summertime, we've had fire bans, and I'm trying to set up a baseline system to kind of work off of moving forward. So I do have a lot of fun videos that I'd like to get to. And with the weather cooling down a little bit, it's much more enjoyable to get out here. And hopefully in another month or two, we'll be able to have campfires again. Woohoo! Alright, anyways, I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. If you find this useful, let me know. See ya.